Shalom. And start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kakodash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father in ancient Hebrew. Yahweh Shai is the true name of his only begotten Son. Double honor to the elders and apostles of great millstone and rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. The true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible are the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans, as well as your Israelite foreigners that may look like the other nations but read as truth. This is Brother Shakol, who the video lesson on how Babylon, this captivity, is not going to last forever. The Lord Yahweh Shai will deliver his elect of Israel from this captivity very soon, and his whole kingdom will be destroyed by fire in the midst of World War III, which is in the Bible, the third woe, and nuclear missiles are going to do it, and the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to do it when he comes back. And so all this rat race, the earth being given into the hand of the wicked, it says in Job 9:24, Esau ruling over us and us going to work every day in Babylon, that's all going to come to an end. And even preaching his word. The famine of the word is going to come. The prophet's going to be taken off the streets. It will be the time of Jacob's trouble, and then the Lord Yahweh is going to give Israel the kingdom, starting with the elect. And we're going to have dominion over these heathen nations, including Esau eating the so-called white man. So this could happen all in the next couple years, next 3 years, next 2-3 years, this year. It could happen. It could be 5-6 years, but we know it's happening. So think about this. We don't got much longer, so we got to endure to the end. We really don't have that much longer. We really almost there, and so we just got to keep pushing just a little bit longer, and then we'll get the everlasting life, everlasting kingdom, where we don't got to do no work, we're at rest, and we have dominion over the nations, and all that good stuff. And the list goes on. All the woman, all the nice good food. No more answering to this devil, going to work every day, and things like that. But let's get to the scriptures. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, and I'll start at verse 3. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 3. For lo, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh Shai, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, said the Lord Yahweh Shai, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. So the Lord Yahweh Shai is gonna release us from this bondage, and then bring us back to our own lands where we can be the lords of it, where we will be the lords of it, and we will be the kings of the earth, and we'll be back in our own land. So we're not going to be in captivity anymore. We're not going to be in bondage. We're going to be back in our own land. The Lord Yahweh shall place us back there, starting with the elect, that great cluster, that remnant, that elect that will be delivered by Yahweh Shabbos from the Matthew the 24th chapter, around the 30th verse and the 31st verse. You can start at verse 29 actually. And so then Israel will be brought back to our own land, and we're going to rule the earth. So let's read it again. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 3. For lo, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh Shai, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, said the Lord Yahweh Shai, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. So we're not going to be in bondage anymore. We're going to be brought back to our own land from the place of our captivity, which is mainly here in America, Babylon the Great, where we're taken to enslave since the modern day Egypt, where we're still paying bills and going to work and don't have sovereignty. We're still in captivity, in the land of our captivity. We're scattered through the four corners of the earth. So Israel as a nation, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, we need to be delivered. We need to be brought back to our own land. We need to be changed. We need to be under that new covenant. Be put under that new covenant, and the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to do that. And the new change starts with his word, with the prophets preaching his word, the new kingdom being built. And soon the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to physically deliver his elect and bring the elect back to our own land. And we're in Israel, we're going to be on top, ruling forever. So this land going to be destroyed. We're looking to get back to our own land. That's what the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to do. Let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 14. And for that to happen, Esau is going to be taken down in these other nations. And that's the scriptures also go into how the Lord Yahweh Shah is going to do that. Revelation, the 19th chapter, on his head were many crowns. Isaiah, the 63rd chapter, the first few verses, our Lord Yahweh Shah is going to destroy the Edomites, take them out of power, and the elect will be delivered. The elect of Israel will be delivered and be brought back to own land. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord Yahweh Bashan Shah will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. So this is what we're looking forward to be brought back to our own land, like we read in Jeremiah the 30th chapter. Because Deuteronomy 28 says we will be scattered through all four corners of the earth, and from one end of the earth to the other. Which, since 2 Esdras 13, where the northern kingdom, the so-called Hispanic and Native American tribes, came over to the Americas, which is that other side of the earth. And we're still here to this day. We haven't been brought back to our own land yet, which will be by great deliverance, even greater than ancient Egypt, pursuant to Jeremiah the 16th chapter, in the 14 to 15 verse. So the Lord Yahweh Shah is going to take us from this captivity and bring us back to our own land. So let's read this again, where we'll be the kings of the earth over these other nations that currently are over us. Especially Esau eating the so-called white man. This whole system going down, and his whole nation is going to go down and be completely cut off after he serves us in his sentence of slavery. So it's going to go from us being in slavery to being kings, to Esau being in a king's seat, to being brought down to a slave state. These other nations will be our slaves as well. Let's read this again, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord Yahweh Shah will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And there are such thing as Israelite strangers. So you can't say this and be like, oh, this talking about salvation for the heathen. No, it doesn't work like that. Why? Because there are two types of strangers. There are Israelite strangers, and technically we're all strangers because we're outside the land. And so the scriptures can't be perverted. Then we'll read verse 2. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them, and the land of the Lord Yahweh Shah for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So how does that sound like salvation for the heathen? It said take them captives whose captives they were. Because who's going to go in captivity? The Edomites. They put us in captivity, and we're going to put them in captivity. Revelation 13 and 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And so, once we're brought back in our own land, that's what we're going to do. So, you think about that from the place that we're in right now, in captivity, with no standing military, working under Esau, even though we got this word, which is the most powerful thing, this truth. Soon the Lord Yahweh Shah is going to set us up as the kings of the earth, to be the rulers and take them captives whose captives we were. So the Lord Yahweh Shah is going to destroy this current way of life and set up Israel, starting with the elect, the house of David. And then we'll read verse 3, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh Shah shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So we're not in rest right now. The rest is going to come in the kingdom. So we're not supposed to be living it up here in Babylon. We're supposed to be in captivity until the Lord Yahweh Shah saves us, which is written that he will save us. And the Lord Yahweh Shah will always make good on his word, which is in this Bible. And so, from there, let me actually read those. I want to read those three verses together. Isaiah chapter 14, I'll just read the first three verses. For the Lord Yahweh Shah will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Again, dealing with Israelites. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh Shah for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh Shah shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. And so, what's going to happen? The Lord Yahweh will bring us back to our own land, and we're going to take them captives as captives we were, and we're going to be in rest. And so this is going to happen within this year, within the next few years. This is what we're waiting for. So this rat race in Babylon, this captivity that Israel, our nation in, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, Israelite foreigners, is not going to last that much longer. The Lord Yahweh will give us rest, will set us up over our enemies, and we'll put them in captivity, and we'll be back in our own land, walking on gold, as it says in the book of Revelations. Having servants of these other nations, having many wives, and having new bodies. That's what the kingdom entails for Israel. So from there, let's go to the book of Hebrews. So the Lord Yahweh has a rest prepared for us, for his people, the Israelites. A short verse. This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 9. There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Yahweh Shai. And it's a short verse, but it's a heavy verse. It's powerful. So it said, we'll read it again. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 9. There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Yahweh Shai. And that is the kingdom. The kingdom is the rest for the children of Israel. When we're back in our own land, the Lord Yahweh Shai will give us rest. And we'll have an everlasting kingdom and rulership to sit back and chill, rule in righteousness, have many women, have good wine, good food, not be afraid of nothing. We won't be under the curses. Deuteronomy 28th chapter, Revelation 22nd chapter says there shall be no more curse. So the curse is going to be taken off us. And then as it says in Deuteronomy 37, the curse shall pass to our enemies. So the same slavery we went through, the curse will be taken off us, and the same slavery we went through, the heathen are going to have to go through. In Israel, we're going to be at rest. And so Isaiah 14 shows you that it's specific to Jacob. It's specific to the Israelites. This rest, this kingdom, this salvation, and this word. And the heathen are going to go into slavery. And so, from there, let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 30, and we'll read verse 3. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 3 again. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. So the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to release us from his bondage and bring us back to our homeland. Which would be Genesis the 15th chapter, which for Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Where it said, I don't forget the verse, but it said from the land, from the river Euphrates, the river Egypt to the river Euphrates, roughly paraphrased. And so that is our land. Let me actually get that so I don't mess it up. This is Genesis chapter 15, verse 18. In the same day, the Lord Yahweh Shai made a covenant with Abram, who would then become Abraham. Then it will go from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob to the 12 tribes of Israel, to the Israelites today, descending of the 12 tribes, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So that land's for Israel. It went from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob. So that's our land. Isaiah 14, 1, 2, and even 3 we read. And then the Lord Yahweh shall have mercy on Jacob, but yet choose Israel, set us back in our own land. Back in our own land. In Jeremiah 30 we read the Lord Yahweh shall will bring us back to our own land. And we will be released from this bondage. And then that's when we get that rest. And the kingdom is the promise of Abraham is the kingdom for Israel. And it went from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob. And so that's why we're getting the kingdom, is the promise to Abraham. And it includes the land that we're going to rule in, but the whole earth will also be ours, and even space travel, believe it or not. We're God's chosen people. this Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. So the Lord Yahweh Shai is gonna give us these things, starting with the elect. Um, and so this is what we had to look forward to. We'll go back to Jeremiah chapter 30. Now we read verse 3, and I'm gonna skip down to verse 6. Cause the main point being that this place is not gonna last forever. Living in this rat race and this captivity is not gonna keep going like this. It could be this year that we're out of here. And so what's gonna happen is a time of trouble like never seen before. This place is gonna completely crumble. All over the earth is gonna crumble as well. But the main place all hell's gonna break loose is here in America, Babylon the Great. Then this place will be completely destroyed and become a desert and never be inhabited again. One place that proves that is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19 and 20. But many places, many scriptures and chapters and verses in the Bible prove that. All of the revelations and so on. And so then after that time of trouble, from the destruction, the Lord Yahweh will deliver the elect and bring us back to our own land and give us that rest that we've been reading about. But the time of trouble is going to come before that, showing you that all hell's going to break loose. So this kingdom is going down. It's not going to last forever. It's the kingdom that we in captivity under these Edomites. Their kingdom is going to suffer a time of trouble like never seen before. And the wicked of our people that want to stay in this place and want this place to go on are gonna be the ones that destroy this place, and the Lord Yahweh Shai will deliver his elect. Now let's read this. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. So a man don't have no birth pains. But then it said, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness, because it's showing you how bad the times are going to get. Verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. So this time ain't going to be comparable. This time of trouble ain't going to be comparable to even 70 AD or even slavery. It's going to be worse than that, a time like never seen before. So that none is like it. Daniel 12 and 1 goes into that time of trouble, not since there was a nation. Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. So the time of trouble such has not been since there was a nation, roughly paraphrased. So that's what's coming. So this whole kingdom and way of life is going down. And the elect, the house of David, is going to make it through that time and be delivered. Even if some of us get put to death in that persecution, it will lead to that crown of life, to everlasting life, and living and reigning with Yahweh Shai. So read again, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So Jacob's trouble is coming. Trouble and tribulation and deletions and all hell breaking loose is coming to you, 12 tribes of Israel, mainly to the wicked Israelites. But the heathen are going to suffer in that time as well. Esau and other nations. And the elect will be in that time of trouble, suffering persecution. But the elect is going to be the one saved out of it. Because 2/3 shall be cut off and die, and the third shall be left therein. In Zechariah 13:8, 2/3 of the Israelites are going to be destroyed here in Babylon the Great in the land. And 1/3 is the elect that are going to be delivered, the Israelites that are going to be delivered from this land. That's the he shall be saved out of it. So a time of trouble like never seen before is coming. And so, it's like an exhortation to keep pushing and keep the faith and keep praying to Yahweh and reading. Because this place, we're not going to be here much longer, because the kingdom comes soon. But also telling you wicked Israelites that for wanting to stay in this place and rejecting this word, when we told you that there's a rest coming and this kingdom's going down, and you want to stay in the ways of Babylon Great, these wicked ways, that when this place go down, you're going to be destroyed with this place. Because that's what the Bible says. The words of the Lord Yahweh Shai. And the scripture said, flee out of the midst of Babylon. And it's talking about spiritually. We won't get this scripture because this place is going down. And it's going to be destroyed. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. is this talking about spiritually. We're not supposed to take a plane and go to Asia to hide from the time of trouble. No, that's not what we're doing. The Lord Yahweh shall was saved. It said the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So the elect will be saved that in the main place of deliverance will be from Babylon or Babylon the Great, which is America. And so that's talking about spiritually flee. But the wicked of our people don't want to do that. And so they're going to be destroyed when Babylon goes down. But then the elect will be covered and protected in the hour of temptation, because they kept the word of the Lord Yahweh Shah's patience. That pursuant to Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Jeremiah chapter in the hour of temptation is the time of Jacob's trouble when the mark of the beast, or the microchip, is on the scene. So how can this place be our rest? How can you want to dwell in this place forever if the Lord Yahweh Shah said there's going to be a microchip mandate, which is the mark of the beast, the microchip implant mandate in order to buy and sell in society? It's about to get draconian. So this place is going down. It's going down fast. And so, call Lord Yahweh Shah, we know we're going home soon, and Yahweh Shah is coming back soon. Let's read this again. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord Yahweh Shah's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. And if you can't see that Babylon is going down, the Lord Yahweh Shah is bringing this place down against this place, and seeing all these things with World War III. This is what we should be seeing and rejoicing in, knowing this place is going down. Because this is how we know we're not going to be stuck here forever, because the Lord Yahweh Shai is bringing these prophecies to come to pass. All the World War III is in the works. Ezekiel 38, Gog and Magog being turned back with hooks in his jaws, being allied with Persia, Iran, and Gomer and Turkey. These things are speaking. That's why we look at the news to see these things coming to pass. AI taking over the jobs here. All these stores closing down. Earthquakes, pestilences. Digital IDs. All these things. Esau bringing down his troops. Concentration camps. 15-minute cities. American all over the earth. The time of trouble like never seen before is coming. And so those that want to stay stuck in this place are going to be the ones that get deleted with this whore, with Babylon, which is the whore. And so, but then the elect would separate themselves from this place and be delivered. That's what the scriptures say. It's the book of Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. So America is not our rest. Babylon the Great is not our rest. We're supposed to be in captivity here and preaching his word. Waiting for this time of trouble, waiting for the Lord Yahweh Shah to come back. It says Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. And so, this place is not our rest. The rest that we read about is going to be in the kingdom. The Hebrews chapter 4 verse 9, we'll read it again. Hebrews chapter 4 verse 9, there remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Yahweh Shah. And again, we're not supposed to physically leave this place. The Lord Yahweh Shah will deliver us from this place physically. But we're supposed to spiritually flee from this place. As it said, Jeremiah 51:6, flee out of the midst of Babylon. So, arising and depart, this is not our rest. We're not supposed to be trying to make a home here in Babylon the Great. That doesn't mean you don't take care of yourself and your finances and things like that as a man or even a woman. But this may speak to the hopeful like men. Still supposed to carry yourselves as men, and we gotta have jobs and be upright. Men of the Lord Yahweh Shai. But we know that these prophecies are going to pass. We know the Lord Yahweh Shai is bringing this place down. And ultimately, we're going to be brought back to our own land. We're going to walk righteously, Lord's will, with other elect number to rule first. But we're not thinking like, oh, in 20 years, I'm gonna have this much money. I'm gonna have a vacation home. And I'm not thinking about the MOTB coming. I'm not thinking about Jacob's trouble. I'm a halfway Israelite. That's not acceptable. We know that the Lord Yahweh is bringing this place down. The whole Bible is what the elect will subscribe to and believe in and walk in. You can't pick and choose. The time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, is coming. And deliverance is coming. Babylon the Great will be destroyed. We will be brought back to our own land. So let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So a time of trouble like never seen before is coming, but the elect will be delivered. Verse 8, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. So we got the yoke of Esau. This devil has us in captivity, and the Lord Yahweh is going to take us up out of this captivity, deliver us, and put these devils in captivity. Let's read this again. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. So Esau and these other nations are no longer going to be above us. The Lord Yahweh will deliver us, set us up on top as the kings of the earth, that top mountain, that top government, and we're going to be sovereign and have dominion over the other nations, and we're going to rule on top. And so this is what we had to look forward to. The other nations being under us and us being as kings in our rest on top. Living by the laws of the Most High, establishing the laws of the Most High on the earth, forcing the heathen to keep our laws in a righteous kingdom. So Esau ain't going to be running how Esau is running around today, oppressing us. We're going to be the ones on top in that time over these other nations as well, Esau and these other nations, having them in slavery, having them do our work, and we're going to be in rest and be the kings and the righteous rulers of the earth, starting with our Lord Yahushua and King David, then the elect, and so on. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 8 again. For it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. So we're not going to have to get up. The time of getting up and punching the clock is coming to an end. Jacob's trouble is coming, and then this verse is going to take effect. We're going to be in the kingdom ruling. We're no longer going to have to wake up to an alarm clock. So we could wake up to the birds singing in a golden palace, with a nice concubine on your side, or your wife on your side, or one of your wives on your side. It's in a nice crystal palace, a crystal house in the mountains, something like that. In a jungle, with a river going down, things like that. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm speaking as a man, but it's gonna be beautiful things like that. And we should be meditating and thinking about the kingdom. Lord Yahweh Shah. We should be thinking on that kingdom. It should be in our thoughts. It should be in our prayers, on our mind state, and how we walk. Again, might get too much time to rise and depart, but this is not our rest. Now I'll read verse 8, verse 9. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 9. But they shall serve the Lord Yahweh Shah their God, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. And King David, he has an everlasting place on the king's seat. And King David is going to rule again in the next kingdom, which you read in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, at the tail end of the chapter. King David is going to rule again. So he's going to be our king just like the ancient times. And the house of David is being built back as in the days of old right now, pursuing to Amos chapter 9, I think it's verse 11. And it starts with this word coming back, bone to his bone, the 12 tribes coming together, are coming together, and in the house of David of the 12 tribes, coming into this word, that breath entering into them, and then we'll be brought back to our own land to reign over the earth in rulership, the house of David, just like in the ancient times. So the same men in the reincarnation that were with David are in this truth now and going to rule on the earth over the heathens, just like King David and those that were with them in the ancient times. So read verse 9 again, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 9. But they shall serve the Lord Yahweh shall their God, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob. And so I wanted to say this too. So there is no President Trump, there is no President Biden. Those that are occupied and all that, believing all that are a joke. It's going to be Yahweh and King David. Yahweh on top, and then King David's going to rule, then the elect. We're looking to be on a king seat in the order. But it's going to be Yahweh, then King David, and then the elect. We'll keep reading on Jeremiah chapter 30. So this kingdom is only temporary. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 10. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. So that lineage, the family line. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. And so that we're gonna be, the Lord Yahweh Shai is gonna take us from and bring us back to our land, and we're gonna be in rest, and we're gonna be at peace. We're not gonna be bothered. We're not gonna be oppressed anymore. We're gonna be ruling over these nations with a rod of iron, having them in captivity. Let's read this again, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 10. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, say the Lord Yahweh Shai, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. Talking about here in America, Babylon the Great. So the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to save his people from this place, and will be brought back to our own land. And it's going to start with the elect. It says, and Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. So the Lord Yahweh Shai is coming to save us. Where the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And so this captivity is not going to last forever. And it's important to understand and believe that the Lord Yahweh Shai did not write it like that. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, and I'll start at verse 10. Behold, my people Israel, the Israelites, is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, because there's going to be a deliverance, which will be even greater than ancient Egypt, pursuant to Jeremiah the 16th chapter. Verse 11, but I'll bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, which is when the Lord Yahweh Shai comes back, and the chariots, so-called UFOs, to beam up the elect. Revelation 11 said they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. The clouds being the so-called UFOs. So this is 2 Ezra 15:11. But I'll bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, to be delivered from their captivity, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. And you look at quick point Revelation 16:2, it speaks about the noisome grievous sore, that cancers like sore that will come upon those that take the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. That is like the plague of the boils of ancient Egypt. So that's like it said will smite Egypt with plagues as before. That's an example. And will destroy all the land thereof, and that's for the nuclear missiles, the ICBMs. America's gonna be the lake of fire. So America is that modern day Egypt, the place of our captivity, where the Lord Yahweh Shai will come back to deliver the elect from, and then bring us back to our own land, and then set us up over the other nations. So this captivity is not going to last forever. Let's read these two verses again. 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Again, to destroy all the land thereof from the nuclear missiles. So the Lord Yahweh Shai will deliver us, deliver the elect, hopefully, or that number, from the captivity of the Edomites, mainly here in Egypt, America. It's the modern day Egypt, and from that destruction. And a scripture to back up America is the modern day Egypt. And this is the place of our captivity. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord Yahweh Bashmashah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So this Egypt is America. The Egypt in 2 verse 15, we read verses 10 and 11. And we were brought here in ships, in slave ships, which was the transatlantic slave trade. So this is what this is talking about in the place of our captivity. In this place of captivity, we would remember ourselves, and then we'll be brought back to our own land. It says in Baruch, the 2nd chapter, from verse 30 on down and verse 31 on down. Let's read this again. And this is where the Lord Yahweh is going to deliver his elect, as it said, was written with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm. Smite Egypt with plagues before and destroy all the land thereof. So we will be in captivity, we will wake up, prophesy, then the time of trouble will come, and then the Lord Yahweh will come back and deliver the elect from that destruction, the nuclear destruction which will destroy all the land thereof. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord Yahweh Bashmashah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And so we were taken into this modern day Egypt in slave ships. This is the place of our captivity, and we're going to take them captives as captives we were, once the Lord Yahweh delivers his elect from that destruction, and from this place of our captivity. Who runs the modern day Egypt? Esau. Joel chapter 3 verse 19 tells you that Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom a desolate wilderness. So this place is going to be destroyed, become a desert, and the Edomites rule this place. I'll actually grab that. Because it names names. Also showing the Edomites are not done away with, the so-called white people, Esau, the devil that the Bible speaks of. This is Joel chapter 3 verse 19. Egypt shall be a desolation, meaning a desert from the nuclear destruction. Again, America is the modern day Egypt. It says Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom, and the Lord Yahweh is going to deliver the elect with a mighty hand and a stretched arm from this destruction and from this captivity, where we were brought here in slave ships. So Joel chapter 3 verse 9. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. So the Edomites rule this modern day Egypt. The so-called white people rule America. They're the modern day Pharaoh. Romans 9 and 17 says that the Lord Yahweh shall set them up like Pharaoh. The Edomites, Esau, the so-called white man, the people the Most High hates. Read up at verse 13 in Malachi, the 1st chapter. And they're gonna be done like Pharaoh, and they'll be set up in power, and then Pharaoh will be taken down, and then the elect, there'll be another great deliverance to the children of Israel, this time of the elect. So read this again, Joel chapter 3 verse 19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. So America's Egypt, where the Edomites rule. This place is going to be destroyed. So this place will not continue forever, even though they think their houses shall continue forever. They shall sit as a lady forever. Their pride of the heart is deceived, who shall bring it down to the ground. The Lord Yahweh shall will destroy this place and deliver the Israelites, starting with the elect. We will say that seed from the land of our captivity in return and being rest, roughly paraphrase. In Jeremiah chapter 30. I want to read this one. So this ain't gonna last forever. We have a righteous kingdom to look forward to, where Jacob is the beginning of it at fault. 2 chapter 6 verse 9 says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it at fault. So that translation, the kingdoms from Esau who's rule now will be taken out of power to Jacob, who's going to rule next forever. So let's read this as 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So Esau's rulership is temporal. He's about to be taken down. This is, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So that's what we're focused on. We had this faith. That's what we're looking towards. The eternal, which is the kingdom of Israel. We're going to have new bodies. We'll be back in our own land. So we're going to be ruling over the other nations. When that slavery that we went through, the curse shall pass through unto them. Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 7. He that lead in captivity shall go into captivity, and the children of Israel, we're going to be on top ruling. That's our rest. Or the Lord Yahweh will give us rest and bring us back to our own land. That's what we're looking forward to. We'll be under the new covenant, keeping the laws and pushing the laws, that we won't be having no problems. So let's read this again. So this kingdom ain't going to last forever. We have an eternal, righteous kingdom to look forward to, where we'll be made perfect. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18, and the elect are going to get there first. The wicked Israelites who die on this side will be brought back there in the kingdom, which will be on the earth. For those bug outs. We're going to take the slaves of the heathen on the earth. New Jerusalem, the holy city coming down from the Most High, from the chariots after being delivered, going to come back down to the earth and enslave these elites and all these heathen. And they're going to feed our flocks and be our vine dressers, as it says in Isaiah chapter 61, verse 5. The heathen being our workers, our servants, our slaves. Starting with the elect, those who are the number. Let's read this again, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So Esau, the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it at fault. The Lord Yahweh is going to take Esau down. Our rising depart is not a rest. We read in Micah 2 and 10. So we know this place is going down, and we know once Esau goes down, we have an everlasting life, an everlasting rulership to look forward to. So Kolo Yahweh, that's what we're looking forward to. A kingdom where we're never going to die. We're going to be able to, our children living freely, not have to worry about Esau, not have to send them to school, not have to live around wickedness, and pollution of the air and destruction of the earth. Revelation 11:18, the Lord Yahweh will destroy those that destroy the earth, which Esau destroyed the earth. The earth is going to be in a righteous, a healthy state. And so this is what we're looking forward to. This place is going down. The time of punching the clock and going to work every day is going to end. And this whole Babylon is just going to be destroyed by fire. She shall be utterly burned by fire. We read to destroy all the land thereof in 2 verse 15. Revelation 18:8 says she shall be utterly burned by fire. This Babylon the Great. And then the Israelites, we're going to get to rule forever. And we're going to be in an uplifted state. From being on the bottom of the barrel to the top kings. I'm going to say the top dog, but really the top kings. This is Revelation chapter 21 verse 4, Slakia. And Yahweh shall wipe all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. So this is for the Israelites in the kingdom, once Babylon the Great is destroyed. This is what we're waiting for. And so, Esau going down, this whole kingdom is going down, the daughter of Babylon. And it just keep praying to Yahweh that this kingdom go down. Because the Lord Yahweh is going to make good on his word. And the Lord Yahweh will deliver his elect. And will bring us back to our own land as he promised. So this is what we gotta keep being patient, keep fighting the good fight of faith, and we'll get there. And so, let's strive for the truth and the death that the scriptures say. Ecclesiastes, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 28. And so, I hope that was an edifying lesson. And with that, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kokodash. Yahweh is the true name of Heavenly Father, ancient Hebrew. Yahweh Shai is his name, his only begotten Son. That wants to others and possibly great mills from the well and shall warm to elect.